My love for Singapore grew. So you have a mix of cultures. Everybody seemed to live in harmony.
Hi.
안녕하세요.
你好.
Buenas.
大家好. Bonjour.
Namaste. สวัสดีค่ะ
Bonjour, je m'appelle Cyril, j'ai 38 ans. Je suis français d'origine portugaise. Hi, my name is Cyril. I am 38 years old. I am French of Portuguese origins. So as I grew up in France, my parents, after they immigrated to France, we were the first generation to were born in France. Our life in France was very interesting because we were always in touch with different cultures. My parents were very particular, very enthusiastic with sharing our Portuguese roots. So from an early age, they taught us the language, me and my sister. We were going to a local school, only learning French. And then our parents were applying to this international school, which is called the Lycée International de Saint-Germain-en-Laye. So I remember my mom stopping work during lunchtime, and she was picking me up at the French school and driving me to the international school. Every year we used to drive for summer holidays to Portugal. We did this for 18 years. We had really nice moments with my family there at the beach. It was good, and we could speak the language as well. So we were very fortunate to bask in this kind of multicultural environment. While I was working in France as a junior consultant in supply chain, I wanted to have an experience overseas. So I started to look for jobs. I was kind of fortunate and lucky enough to secure a job here in Singapore. The first few months was really hard. I was away from home. The weather also was a bit of a shock. In France you have seasons, and here I arrived, it was super hot. So I didn't really like it at first. It was hard. I was also jet lagged, and I arrived on the Sunday, and the next Monday I had to work. So after my 2 years contract, I wanted to stay to continue my career. At that time, Singapore offered a lot of opportunities, and you had more job opportunities here than in France actually. So I decided to continue and to look for a better prospect. And I wanted to renew myself. I wanted to do something different. So long story short, I decided to completely stop and find something different. And at that time, my life in Singapore was heavily influenced by my practice of karate. So I've practiced karate now for 13 years, and I had the chance to lead some classes for kids. But I was doing this after work, and then the passion grew up little by little. I kind of like, oh, maybe there's something I could explore. I was receiving some good feedbacks from parents and friends, and at some point I decided to take a leap of faith. And yeah, and I stayed here. I've continued in this area. I've created my own school, Karate Nation. I met my soulmate as well, which was my wife. We got married here. My love for Singapore grew. I started to learn about the country, learn about the culture. So you have a mix of cultures, but everybody seemed to live in harmony. So you don't see that everybody is kind of like different, even though they speak some different languages, even different religions as well. Everyone seemed to respect and mingle together. That was something I was really happy to see. I was already here for many years, and I felt more Singaporean than French or Portuguese. I always felt that Singapore was telling me, you're welcome here. There was always something that made us feel welcomed here. And then we got married, had my son. He's now in a local school. All these little things put together made me realize that this is home. So right now I'm very busy raising my child. On top of that, I'm also managing my karate school. I've recently taken up a few courses to increase my knowledge. So I went back to school actually to have the proper qualifications basically, because I want the best for my students, and it's important that you have to keep up your skills also with the market and with also the good practices. Why I'm so interested in karate, it's because I feel this martial art instill more than just the physical. It's more about the values, the discipline, you know, how to be a better person, not only inside during the training, but outside. The spiritual values are very important to me. I feel I'm on a mission to share this to the younger generation, because they are full of potential, and it's good that they have the right mindset to become successful in life. So in 2017, my sensei asked me to represent Singapore in the JK World Championship. When my sensei asked me to represent Singapore, I was first very surprised, but I was also felt honored. I felt it was my duty to put on the hard work, train very seriously to represent Singapore. And I still remember when he passed me the Singapore flag, it's a Velcro that you have to put on your chest. I felt really proud. And I still have the uniform, where the logo is there. I was also stressed on am I gonna be strong enough to compete at this level? And I learned a lot from this experience, but I was really happy to carry the flag. You practice, you compete against the best fighters in the world. And it was nice to see such a small country of Singapore being represented. To be able to represent Singapore, to me, felt as important as representing my own country. To me, it didn't really matter actually the flag that was on my chest. I did it as I was born here, so that was as important as representing France or Portugal. Maybe even more, because I've been here for so many years. So I felt truly Singaporean when I was there. So at home we have many different cultures present. We have French, Portuguese, English, because that's the main language in Singapore, and we have also Tagalog. How do we navigate this is very simple. Each parent, well, my wife and myself, we have different roles. I will share a lot about France and Portugal to my son, and my wife will share more in the English and the Tagalog side. I only speak French to my son for the moment, so he knows that this is the language that he can interact with his dad. Even if he talks to me in English, I pretend I don't understand, so at least he will try and learn the language. In 5 years, I'd love to have maybe more students. My dream now is to have athletes at the competition level. I always see kids as diamonds. And a diamond, when you find it in nature, it's rough, it's not polished. I want them to be the best and to succeed in everything they do. So I would love to have a proper place where I can, my flagship, that would be nice, and maybe own a house. I think that's everybody's dream in Singapore. To me, what it means to be Singaporean is to be a child of culture. You cannot say you're Singaporean if you don't embrace that multiracial, multicultural. Being Singaporean means also to be resilient and always try to reinvent yourself. Cher Singapour, quand je suis arrivé ici, je pensais que ce serait seulement une étape dans ma carrière. Quelques années et puis repartir. Mais tu m'as surpris. Ici, j'ai rencontré mon âme sœur. Ici est né mon fils. Tu es devenu le lieu où ma famille a pris racine, e cela n'a pas de prix. Através de ti, aprendi a disciplina de outra forma, a humildade diante das diferenças e a coragem de seguir os meus sonhos. Foi aqui que criei o Karaté Nation e através do Karaté encontrei uma comunidade, uma verdadeira família de coração que me acolheu de braços abertos. Aujourd'hui, je peux dire que je ne suis plus seulement un étranger, de passage. Tu fais partie de mon identité, de mon histoire et de mon avenir. Obrigado, Singapura. Obrigado por me teres dado lar, uma família e uma inspiração infinita. Avec gratitude, Cyril.